Earlier today, I told Steve Kornacki he would have the highest word count of our coverage tonight, and that's exactly the way it ought to be, because he's going to start out by explaining this mess, the first of many times we're going to ask him to explain this mess tonight. And Steve, starting with, I heard someone say, we can't realign. What does that mean outside of an auto body shop?
Yeah, get ready for a crash course in chaos. These are going to be the most transparent Iowa caucuses you've ever seen, just in terms of the information and the numbers that we're going to be showing you all night. We've got numbers we've never had access to before in a half a century of Iowa caucuses. It also, though, could be chaotic. I'm going to show you why. Here's what's involved in the process. Take a deep breath before we begin. So this is the last Iowa caucus. This is what the results looked like. You remember Clinton, Sanders, 2016. These were the closest caucuses ever. Now, traditionally, this is what Iowa caucus results look like. You see these numbers, 701, 697. Those are not votes. What those are called are state delegate equivalents. Remember that term because you're going to hear it about 1,000 times tonight. But traditionally, this is how the Iowa caucuses have worked. Folks have gathered in precincts all around the state, just like you saw there with Katy Tur in that report. There's about 1,700 precincts across the state, and each precinct is assigned a number, a very exact number of state delegate equivalents. And that number has to do with how Democrats did in recent elections, Democratic performance, that sort of thing. So you add up from all the precincts across the state, and you get your statewide winner, whoever has the most state delegate equivalents. That's how it's been done in the past. Tonight, here's what we've got coming at you. First of all, when folks show up at these precincts, again, like you just saw there with Katy Tur, as she said, the first thing they do is they break themselves into groups. Biden supporters over here, Sanders supporters here, Warren supporters here. They're going to tally up the size of those groups, the first choice of everybody in the room. And they're going to report that. They're going to report the initial preference, the raw vote, almost the popular vote. It's the first time this number's ever going to be available in the Iowa caucuses. So we are going to have, keep an eye out for this tonight, initial preference, first round. The total you're going to be seeing when you see this screen is what people said when they showed up at their caucus site, who they said their first choice was. Now, again, that process you were just watching, when they do this in the precincts, and the candidate doesn't get 15% in that precinct, those supporters in that room become free agents, and they can realignment. They can realign themselves with a different candidate. And so they take a tally after that second round. That number is going to be available to us, too. You will see the reallocated, realigned preference. You will see the first round and the second round. And on top of that, as always, you will continue to see that state delegate equivalent total we've always had. This is the one that has to do with who gets the most national convention delegates out of Iowa. It's the traditional measure. But again, it's the possibility tonight that somebody may win the traditional measure. Somebody else may lead an initial preference. It is possible. It's never happened before. We've never had this much information before. This is a grand experiment tonight, and you're going to be a part of it.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.